Here we go. All right, and then let's just bring our arm on the left side of our head and then just collapse it. And I do have a meeting at 1:30 through Zoom, so this class session will end slightly a little bit shorter, so maybe 5 minutes before 1:30, we should be done with this. I'll leave you guys some videos you guys can look at for the extra time. Switch. Let me just spotlight this. Now let's do some shoulder rotations. Let's just bring those shoulders up close to our ears, drop them, rotating them forward. Bring them as high up as you can and drop them as low as you can as well. Just a reminder, the recording is only recording me, so no issues there. Turn reverse. Very good. Let's do some like arm rotations. So let's just rotate them forward. Great. Reverse. Yeah, some people showing up now. Great. Awesome. I love it. We have 3 people live right now. Great. I appreciate it. All right. Let's bring our arms in front of our chest and let's just start rotating slowly. And with every rotation, we do want to rotate a little bit more. Loosen up that upper body, torso that connects to our hip. All right, let's do some ab circles. So for this one, kind of wide stance, fix, and then we're leaning to our left, bringing it across, and then leaning back here. Okay. Leaning across, and leaning back. There you go. Let's do 5 on each side. Hopefully folks had a good weekend. Able to do the other videos if you asked for them. Many of you guys did. All right, last one. All right, very good. All right, my favorite one, the giant hula hoop. So let's do big circles. It's just kind of bringing our hips in a wide circle, keeping our feet about shoulder width apart. Going clockwise right now. Those giant circles, you should feel that stretching pretty much every direction of your hips, your legs. Keep drawing. Switch directions. So just go out as far left as possible, as far back behind you, to the right, forward, just giant circles. Good. very good. All right, we're gonna do just some opposite toe touches. So we're just gonna go, just kind of swinging across here, opening up those hamstrings, a little dynamic stretching. So any type of stretch that we're doing where we're moving like this is called dynamic stretch. And a stretch where we're just kind of like posted and reaching to feel that muscle stretch, that's more of a static stretch. It's a little bit more functional for what we're doing today. Yeah, very good. All right, let's do some hip openers. So it's gonna also work on our balance. So drive that knee up. So working on the right one and then rotate that leg out, bring it back. And then we'll rotate to the left side. So let's alternate legs. Let's do about 10 on each side. So just make sure your upper body isn't turning with your legs. If you need something to hold on to, go ahead and grab a chair. Like I said, this is working on our balance too, so it can be a little tricky. Let's do 2 more on each leg. Yeah, very good. Someone, I think we just have a couple. All right, great. All righty, so let's head on over to the wall or a chair. We want to do some leg swings. So first we're gonna do leg swings across, I guess, our midline. So we want to go, almost like a kick, but it should feel more like a swing. I'm gonna do my right leg first. About 12 swings. And if you're just joining us, don't worry. You're hopping into the the warm-up just now. Like I said, if you guys do need the video, just put up your email address on the chat, and I'll send that to you later today. All right, switch legs. All right, very good. Now let's face the wall or the object that's helping us up. And we're going to swing across, okay? All right, switch legs. All right, very good. We have a couple more. This one's also going to work on our balance. Let me just check the chat real quick. Not sure if someone had a question or, all right, great. Just leave me your email addresses. All righty. So let's stretch out our quads. So single leg stands. So holding right above the ankle, pulling back. If you need support, grab a chair with your other arm. If you're able to balance, go ahead and just pull back on that quad. Again, thank you everyone for joining us this morning or afternoon. We do appreciate it. So let's switch. We're already in February. It's crazy. Great, right, let's stretch out our hamstrings. This is another one of my favorites. So this one we're slightly, just slowly bring our hands down our knees, down our shins, slight bend at the knees. You don't want those knees straight and locked. Let's reach. hold it there for about 10 seconds. A little more. All right, let's bring those knees back. Let's try to lock them out now. And slowly, let's bring our hands up our legs towards our knees. Very good. We're gonna do that movement slowly. All right, we'll do the deep squat stretch. So let's bring our glutes down below our knees, and we're just gonna squat down here. Let's try to bring our torso up. Have our head up as well. And with our elbows, we can try to separate our knees. If we can't get that low, let's just try to maybe feel that stretch. Maybe we could sit down on the floor and just spread our legs and lean forward. Can we stretch that groin area? All right, let's get off our heels, just into our toes. You should feel a stretch in our calves. Let's drop those heels. Let's use our hands to come back up. Now let's go and find a chair for me. So find a chair, or you could, if you have a couch, the couch would work too. We're gonna stretch out our piriformis muscle a little bit, which is that muscle right, in that thigh, right on that lateral glute part. So to do this one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring that leg across here, and we want to lean towards that knee that's bent. You want to lean towards it. You should feel that stretch right here. Okay. And that lean shouldn't just be on your shoulders. It should be by movement of your hips. So we're angling our entire torso towards it. So you should feel that stretch here. You guys feeling it? Debbie, you feel it? Okay, good. Summer, you feel it? All right, good. There you go. Great. That's it. Switch. So in there, and then just make sure you're leaning towards it. And let's relax. Very good. Okay, so now we're gonna do our ABCs with our ankles. So we're gonna do one ankle at a time. So if you guys want to, you can remove your shoes. I like to just because they do allow a little bit more mobility. So sometimes the collar of the shoe is gonna restrict us. So I'm just gonna remove my shoes for these. And then actually for the following ones, I would ask if you're able to have your shoes off, because I do want to work on our arches on our feet. So most of this workout you could probably do it without shoes too. All right, so we're just gonna, I like elevating my leg, and we're just gonna do the shapes of the alphabet. Okay, so just do the letters from A to Z. One ankle at a time. Try to pay attention to and notice if there's any movements that bother it or you have some limitations in. You might feel that maybe your ankle doesn't turn fluidly when it moves to like the left side, or maybe when you're trying to move it up. Again, some of these things might have to do with past injuries. If you've broken an ankle before or sprained it really bad. But if you notice that, that's something that we could work on to develop and get a little bit stronger. And once you're done with that foot, you can switch to the other one. And again, if you hear some popping, it's okay as long as there's no pain. Just keep that in mind. On my left one here, I feel my calf a little bit more tight, like it's working a little bit more than my right calf. And remember, for balance, it's on the ankles. That's our base. So on our arches and our ankles. So now let's grab that towel, the one that I asked you to grab, the one that might not could get dirty, or will get dirty. So let's grab that towel. Let's have it by our feet. And what I want you to do, essentially, I'm actually going to take my socks off for this one, just because I probably have a little bit better grip. But what I want to do is, if you guys see my feet, is just grab the towel, hold it, and then drop it. And then with my toes, just try to spread it out, okay? By moving my ankles and my toes. And then pick it up again, grip it, drop it, and then just spread it out. So I just want to do this maybe 8 times on each foot, okay? So really try to grip it with every toe, not just with your, hopefully none of us have any claws for toes, and doesn't require any effort, but we want to actually grab them by gripping them and dropping it, and then just spraying it back out again. Good. And this was probably, with individuals, when I used to work at a physical therapy office, and I always bring it up, but this is one of the exercises that we would do with them if they needed orthotics, or if they had some kind of fasciitis. This is one movement that we did with them all the time, kind of like the go-to exercise. Like how weightlifters have the bench press to get their chest bigger, or the squats to get their legs bigger. This is kind of like the go-to exercise to get the arches healthier and stronger. All right, let's switch legs or switch arches. And again, you could always do this one too if you have, like marbles around the house or little pebbles. It's always a good one to do in case the towel gets a little bit tricky. You can always move on to a different object. Yeah, and this one's a little bit more challenging for me. I feel like I have less of strength on the gripping of my toes with this one. Has anyone ever noticed that their shoe size has gotten larger or has gotten smaller before? Anyone dealt with that before? Yeah. Okay. So usually that happens. I can demonstrate right now. So what happens is if our arches are really tight and strong, sometimes the arch is higher and elevated, so it's going to be in this position. So you can see someone that's flat-footed is going to have a longer length, and someone who has a higher arch, that arch is going to develop and it's going to pull the toes back, which is going to make that shoe size smaller. So if you ever felt like, oh, my shoe size got a little bit smaller, maybe it's because your arches developed a little bit more. And if your shoe size gets a little bit longer, it's maybe because that arch you had collapsed slightly and it lengthened the foot. So just a little random. It's not that you're still a growing child. It's just your arches are probably, changing a little bit. So, all right. And okay, so yeah, Ursula's foot size has increased. Yeah, sometimes after a foot injury, you could see variations in sizes of feet. So I believe that was it for that. So let's actually, if you want to put on your socks and your shoes back on, that could work out. So let's see. So again, that's just one reason why your shoe size may have changed. So it's not the only reason. And if you wear a variety of shoes, you know, every company also has slightly variations in sizes too. So, you know, I think for like Nike makes really narrow shoes. So if you're flat footed, Nike sometimes isn't the most comfortable shoe. Sometimes New Balance, they tend to make a shoe with a wider toe box. So if you happen to be a little bit wider on the forefoot, New Balance could be a good fit. And these are mainly for, you know, active shoes for walking around. You know, Asics tends to make shoes that are a little bit more fitted on the top part of the feet, makes for like a more secure fitting. And then there's sometimes some shoes that make the top of the shoe almost like a sock. And yeah, they seem light and are kind of neat looking, but those also sometimes don't have any support around the ankle. And it's really easy to twist your ankle around with some of those. So like the Nike Frees, I don't know if you guys remember those. Those shoes were really nice, very light, but you twist an ankle in that, and I mean, you can really bruise that up. So, all right, it's a lot of information on shoes for now. So, let's grab some water, and we'll start with the workout shortly. All righty, folks, ready? Okay, we have. Okay, yeah, Summer, we could talk. Today I am a little bit limited with time because I have that meeting, but yeah, any other time, yeah, we could definitely have a conversation. Because some people have some significant injuries on their feet, and it'd be worthwhile for everyone just to like chime in and hear a little bit. So on Wednesday, when it's a flexibility and mobility class, that's probably a good time to go over stuff like that. But let's go ahead and start with the workout. So again, this class tends to be more on the casual. It's not like a cardio and core class or strength conditioning where we're gonna be moving a lot, sweating. It's just to develop strength and kind of like mobility around that joint. So again, not super aggressive movements, but still very beneficial for our health. So, okay, so we're gonna start with standing marches. So we're just gonna march, straight that knee up. Okay. Just make sure you're bringing it up towards your same height as your hip. And if you're up to it, you could go for a little skip. So let's get on our toes a little bit. So almost like a calf raise. So dragging that knee up, but getting off our heels as well. That's gonna work on your calves a little bit more. All right, very good. Now we're gonna do some butt kickers. So you can do a running butt kicker, or if you want, you can just do the more casual one. Just bring your heels to your glutes. I just finished running. My calves are a little bit tight, so I'm gonna resort to these, just the walking ones. All right, and if you guys post any questions on the chat, I'll try to go back and forth in between steps, so I'm not interrupting too much. Yeah, we could do the alternate glute. So just bring that heel to that opposite glute. All right, very good. Now we're gonna do the Romberg stance. So again, this is our first balance exercise. So if you want to have your shoes removed, that's okay. I'm gonna keep mine on. It's the dirty floor here in the garage. But we want our feet right next to each other. And we're just gonna stand here for about 20 to 30 seconds. And just kind of try to notice, you know, if you start swaying to one side a little bit more than the other, that could just be maybe favoritism of like your body, just your dominant side. But also, you know, if you're noticing that, try to work on neutralizing that with those opposing muscles. So if you're leaning to the right slightly, try to engage those left muscles a little bit more around the ankle and the legs. Right now, in this position, if you need a little bit of safety net, you could go ahead and grab onto a wall or a chair, but let's close our eyes for about 20 seconds. Okay, same position. And this is probably where you're noticing that leaning a little bit more. Let's open the eyes and let's start turning left to right slowly. So let's look to our left and continue that to our right. They're almost like little tests you can do. You know, as you're turning left, you might notice that you sway a little bit more when you turn right. All right, same thing, but now we're looking up and down. Feet are next together, flat on the floor. All right, very good. And then if you have that little towel that we were using to scrunch up, grab that for me. And then I want you to maybe just fold it a couple times so you know we do have some texture underneath our feet. I'm actually gonna take my socks, my shoes off for this one, just so I feel the texture a little bit more. And I'm actually gonna fold it a little bit more. And I'm gonna do the same Romberg stance on it, just on top, feet together. Some of my foot is off it, some of it is on, so there's an uneven surface. So that's what I want. So kind of want to work on our balance here. So again, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And we're just standing both feet. We're not elevating one or the other. All right, good, let's hop off. All right, that's our first set. Grab some water. Let me check the chat real quick, and then we'll continue. All right, 30 seconds. You guys want to grab your yoga mat? Go ahead and grab that. This is actually part of the first set, but I had to skip it. Okay. You guys can see me there. We're gonna do straight leg raises. So we're gonna be laying down. So you're laying down on our back. And then what we're gonna do is one leg at a time, we're gonna elevate it, hold for about 3 seconds, and then lower it slowly. And before it touches the ground, I want you to elevate it back up, hold it for about 3 seconds, and slowly drop it before it hits the ground, okay? So we'll go and do 30 seconds of that. Ready? Okay, up. All right, slowly start bringing it down. And up. Hold it. Start bringing it down. Up. Start bringing it down. Up. Let's do 3 more of these. Down. Up. All right, 1 more. Up. Let's hold it. Let's hold it a little bit longer. Hold it, hold it, hold it. All right, bring it down slowly, 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 slowly. Good. All right, rest it. Let's do the left leg now. You should feel a little bit of fatigue going on that right groin area. Okay, ready? Left leg up. Hold it. Let's start bringing it down. We're gonna do 6 of these with the last one with the longer hold. Up. Hold it. Start bringing it down. Up. Hold it. Start bringing it down. Up. Halfway there. Start bringing it down. Up. Hold it for about 3 seconds up. And then start bringing it down. Up. And let's hold it there for about 5 seconds this time. And let's start bringing it down. Good. All right. So you guys can feel that, on that groin part. It's not a big movement, but it's activating at that hip joint. So that's what we need. All right, now we're gonna do star taps. This is a new one. This is one that I did want to try out with you guys. So pretty much what this looks like is we're gonna be doing 1 leg at a time. So it's like a slight squat with some balance into it. So what it's gonna look like is I'm gonna do a slight lean forward. So like my 2 o'clock, my 3 o'clock, my 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock, and then, okay. So if you guys got that, so it's a slight lean in every direction. So, and I'm not resetting, it's only my left foot holding me up. Okay, did you guys understand that? Okay, so let's do 3 on each leg. Okay, so 3 star taps on each leg. So 1 full around the clock would be 1, and then so we're gonna do that 3 times on each leg. If you guys need a chair, grab a chair for balance. Otherwise, let's try to do it. So ready? So again, to like your noon, your 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it's like 11 o'clock, and then back to that. And after a while, you can reset, and then let's continue. So you're gonna go bring that leg out in every direction. And as you're doing that, you can feel, that 1 leg that's holding you up, working and placing in every direction as you're switching directions, right? And if the bottom of your foot starts becoming too tender, then you could stop and rest it, because I could feel my arches really activating with this one. Okay, good. So that's a start tap. So that was 3 on the right leg. Once you're done with 3, let's go with the left. And again, same idea, same concept. See, like this one, I feel like I can do it a little bit quicker because it's my right leg that's dominant, supporting me. And remember, you could be holding on to something. Don't feel like you have to just do it all with sacrificing your balance. All right, I like that one. What do you think, Debbie? It's all right?
I think I had to hold on to something,
Okay, all right.
but I did it.
Good. All righty. Carol, how was that one? Is it okay? Okay. All right, yeah, if you guys need to hold on to something, there's no issues there. Remember, we're trying to develop our balance, and that's a combination of both balance and strength. All right, so now if you guys could grab that heavy object that I asked you for, if it happens to be a heavy book, you know, a dumbbell, detergent container, maybe we don't need any objects just because, you know, we're still developing our strength. So yeah, if you guys could just grab anything, but we're gonna do a sumo squat. So sumo squats, it's gonna be a wide stance. Our toes are gonna be pointing outwards a little bit, so not completely out, but not straight, but maybe diagonally, okay? Wide stance, and then pretty much you could have that weight on your shoulders, squat down, or you could have them in front of you and squat down. Essentially, the leg is the movement that we're looking for, okay? So let's do 10 to 12, okay? And if you're feeling good, do it with a 2-second hold down here, and then come back up. All right, ready? Okay, go. And if you can't squat that low, because you have pain, then just be cautious and go as low as you can. That's the position that doesn't cause any pain. Okay, I'm gonna go for 12 things. And again, you want to try to stay upright with your torso. Try not to lean forward too much. That's not what we're looking for. We start leaning forward, our hips and our glutes start coming up. And the point of this is to bring the glutes down. I think we're at 8 already. Two more, we're at 10. If you're fine with 10, you're good at 10. So let's try to do 12. And last one. Very good. All right, good. Everyone that's like at 12, awesome. All righty. Okay, now we're gonna do calf raises. So this one, it's not so much of a balance one, it's just strengthening our calves. So I do not mind at all if you guys are holding on to something. Actually, might. I feel like it's better quality if you do. And again, it's more of a safety thing. If you're just doing calf raises like this, it's not so efficient. What I want you guys to do is to have about a 2-second hold up top, and then dropping those heels. Okay, so lifting those heels, and then dropping them slowly. And when we drop them slowly, really try to drop them very slowly. Let's do 10 of them. Ready? Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Right, halfway there, up, hold it, hold it, hold it, down, up, hold it, down. 3 more, up, down. All right, 2 more, up, down. Last one, up, down. Okay, good. There's some movements that if you hold it too long, you might cramp up. I have really weak calves. This is one where if I try to push myself, I'll probably cramp up and regret it later. But if you guys ever want to hold them a little bit longer, you guys are more than welcome to do that. All right, that's step number 2. So get some water and we'll go to step number 3. I think I have 6 sets trying to do it. All right. One. Get some chats. Okay. Carol, did she leave her email? She just left. All right. Don't forget, if you guys do need the email at any point, just do me the favor and put that email address on there. You'll get the video a little quicker. Okay. So for this next one, we're going to do skater hops. So we've done skaters for that lunge type of motion. This is more for a balance. So pretty much all we're doing is left to right, left to right. So if you guys want to incorporate that lunge for it, you can to get more of a leg workout. But really, I want to do more for balance, okay? So it's up to you. I'm going to do more of the balance movement instead of the lunge. Ready? So let's do it for 30 seconds. Ready? Okay, go. And if this starts getting a little bit boring, then try to incorporate maybe that lunge into it. Remember, you could squat down a little bit lower. All right, very good. All right, that's all we're doing. That's our balancing for that one. Actually, let's do the tandem stance. Let's do our left foot over our right foot. So left over right. So just in front. And let's stand in this position, okay? So again, yeah, you can put your arms wherever you like, as long as you start feeling balance. All right, let's close those eyes. All right, ready? Okay, go. Oh, my shaking. It's okay. If you need to open them for a second, feel free to do them. You won't get in trouble. I don't want to see anyone getting hurt. All right, let's open those eyes. It's a little scary. All right, so now we're gonna look left to right, okay? So let's again just go left to right. All right, now up and down. All right, very good. Okay, let's go on to the floor. So let's grab the yoga mat. So this one we're gonna do clamshells to begin with. And if you have a hard time having your hips straight and you keep collapsing backwards, you could always do these in front of a wall and just have that wall rest on you so you're not really tipping over. So again, you could do these laying down. So I want your ankles on top of your ankle, knee on top of your knee, and then I want your hips on top of each other perpendicular to the floor. So this one, we're gonna separate our knees. Okay, so bring that knee that's on top, let's lift that with keeping contact on your ankle, and then bring it back down. Okay, separating that knee. Let's continue that. Let's do 10 on each side. This is again for our glute and our piriformis muscle. And the last 5, I want you guys to hold up top for about 2 to 3 seconds. Okay, so up, 1, 2, 3, and down, and again. Up more. Really try to separate those knees. Okay, last one. Okay, let's rotate, switch. If you happen to have a dumbbell near you, you could always place that dumbbell on top of that leg that you're elevating. Okay? So it's gonna give you a little bit more effort. So what I'm doing here, dumbbell's a little bit too far. I'm just pushing down on my leg as I'm going up. Okay, so I'm just applying pressure. And back down. So let's do 10 on these, the left side as well. And if you get some resistance bands too, that's a good one. Is that what you got, Summer? Okay, yeah. So you can always get those loop resistance bands and put those between around the legs, and that works just as well. Actually works a little bit better because it's pulling on your legs as you're separating. All right, let's do 2 more. All right, let's hold for 3 seconds up top. And drop. All right, last one. Up. 2, 3, 1, 5, and drop. All right, very good. We're gonna stay here. We're gonna do the Lane Jane Fonda, which is gonna be, yeah. So we're just gonna be on our side, and we're just gonna elevate our leg and control it down. So again, let's do 12 on each side. Ready? There it goes. So elevate. And try to, as you're bringing it down, make sure it doesn't make contact with your foot. Just try to control it. And before it makes contact, bring it back up as high as you can. Back there. More. Front. Oh, that one got my leg tired. All right, and same thing, if you guys want to keep the bands for that one or add weight to it, you guys can do that as well. Are you ready? And up, so we're doing 12. And remember, don't let them collapse all the way down unless they get really tired. Let's do 2 more. Alright, very good. And since we're on the floor already, let's do some glute bridges. Okay. So for this one, that outside part of our leg is pretty tired already, I'm sure. So for these, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do single leg glute bridges. I don't think we're doing. I think we have those lined up. And marches. Okay, so we're gonna bring the glutes up, hips up, squeeze at the glutes, and then drop down. Okay, we're gonna do 10 of these. Okay, continue. And let's hold that squeeze for about 2 to 3 seconds. And then drop. And then squeeze. Continue. You want to keep squeezing up top and hold that for about 3 seconds before we drop again. Going. Let's do 3 more. More. Up. Last one, let's hold for 5 seconds. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. Good. All right. Relax. That's the end of that set. Take a little break. Use the restroom if you need to. I'll be right back. We have a couple more sets and then we're done. Losing some folks. Yeah, so if you do have a resistance band, so you could use that Summer. So I have these. I got these through Amazon. It's kind of like the loop ones. So usually like I'll use these for when I do side shuffle. So I'll put them here and then I'll just kind of squat. But same thing, being on the floor kind of adds resistance to it. So if you have one of those, yeah, it could benefit. And you could use these for like the glutes that bridges that we just did, the Jane Fondas, the clamshells. So anytime there's separation between the legs, we could use these. So. I think I found these on Amazon for like $13 or $15. So they're pretty cheap and handy. And there's 5 bands in this one. All different resistance. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna do RDL rotations. So give yourself some space. So again, RDL, it's a Romanian deadlift. In that motion, it's typically, slight bend at the knees. We're just going down and up. So now we're going to do a single leg RDL with the rotation. So a single leg, it would just be on one leg. It would be this movement. But what we want to do is when we're bending over here, so you guys can see I'm just kind of trying to rotate at the hips, keeping my back straight. And then if we could do almost like this opening motion with our arms. Okay, we're doing that here. That's going to work on our balance a lot. So if you guys feel like that's too much, try to maybe, I think if we do it with 2 legs, it's too easy. It's really not engaging that balance. But maybe if you have a chair, like I do here, let's do a single RDL, and then let's just maybe one hand on the chair, and then the other hand's just kind of swaying, okay? So let's do that if your balance still needs a little bit more work. Otherwise, let's lean that RDL, and then let's try to do maybe like 10 of these openings here. We kind of want to be leaning. And good. You can really feel your ankle shaking. You feel that glute stabilizing and shaking as well. And it's working on our balance. Okay, so that was my left leg. Now we're going to do the right leg. Okay, so same. So get in that RDL position. And then let's start flapping your wings. Very good. All right. Yeah, I feel like just holding that position definitely works. So if you guys, we can incorporate that for our leg day, for our strength and conditioning too. You would do it pretty much if you're using both your feet. I have both my feet here. I would have a heavy dumbbell, and I would just slightly go down and then back up. Okay, so that's kind of like what the Romanian deadlift looks like. But of course, people use sometimes the barbell, so they squat down a little bit lower and do that motion. Alrighty, so we did that. That's a new one. So now we're gonna do the bunny hops. I know we've done bunny hops where we're just jumping on our forefoot. This time I do want to work on some lateral movement. So what I want you guys to do is we're gonna bunny hop forward, back, right, left. Okay, it's almost like a hopscotch movement, but just within our little area. If that movement is too confusing or off balance, and I just want you to bunny hop right there where you are, okay? So again, that's gonna work on our arches and our metatarsal pads. Okay, we're gonna do that for, let's go for 20 to like 30 seconds. You ready? Okay, go. So forward, back, and to the sides. If you lose directions, then as long as you continue to switch, that's okay. The main idea is just to have some hops. Just kind of get off our heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Woo. Yeah, so that little hopping is gonna activate the calf muscles right there. All right, so now we're gonna go to the wall. So let's find a wall with space. This used to be punishment in PE class. So what we're gonna do a wall sit. If we can, let's go 90 degrees. If we can't, then let's go until it's comfortable. But the difference is I want you to march out and kick. And if you can just march here, that's fine too. And if you can't march at all and just stay here, then that's okay, okay? So we'll start. Ready? Let's get up. In 30 seconds. Okay, go. So I'm just gonna march. If you want an arm workout, keep those arms out. 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Very good. Working on those quads. Yeah, shake them out. All right, get away from that wall. Awesome. All right. Let's see. Okay, and then we did the tandem stance with the left foot in front of our right. Now we're gonna go with the right foot in front of our left, okay? So right in front of our left, and then let's just stand in this position. 20 to 30 seconds. All right, let's close your eyes. A lot of shaking. As long as we're not falling, we're feeling safe, we're okay. Let's open our eyes. Let's look left to right. Like I said, I'm pretty flat-footed. So I'm feeling like my left foot that's on the back side is trying to grip the floor. And it's burning my arches on my left foot a little bit. But again, that's developing strength when those arches are activating them. So not always the worst thing if we're working it out. The pain is not pleasurable, but it's good for us. All right, up and down. And again, there's a difference between pain, because your muscles are fatiguing, and also pain because you're injured or you hurt yourself. So please try to, separate the two. If you're injured, I definitely don't want to continue. Make sure you recover. All right, and we're good there. All right, we had 1, possibly 2 more sets. 2 more sets if we have time. Do you guys want to, we have 15 more minutes. Do you guys want to do 2 more sets or 1 set and a cool down? If we do 2 sets, you guys can always cool down on your own. Or we could just do 1 set and then a cool down with me.
Whatever is fine for you, Julio.
Two?
Faster for you is better, no?
Okay, well, I mean, that's more workout for you. I saw 1 hand up. I saw 2. Okay, we'll try to do 2. And these are pretty short. So we'll just try to do them without any rest in between and see where we get with the cool down. So this one's going to be a hip opener swing, which we did already. We did this one here. But now we're going to do a swing. So we're going to do just this much in here. Okay, so you see how I'm just standing on 1 foot and I'm just swinging it open. So if you need a chair to hold on to, now's the time to do that. Okay, we're going to do 12 of those. And again, that foot is elevated the entire time. And I'm just going to hover my hand on it, not really depend on it unless I'm falling. That's when I grip it. Ready? So drive that knee up and then let's swing it open. And again, without turning your torso. So it's working on our balance and also on our hip mobility. It's like a door opening the torso. All right, rest. And do the other side. So strike that knee up. And again, same movement. This one feels a little safer. Probably because it's my dominant side. All right, very good. All right, good. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with kettlebells. Do you guys have used them before? But right now we're gonna be doing the movement of what a kettlebell swing looks like. Sorry, the more I talk, the more parched I become. So for the kettlebell swing, what that looks like, it looks like this, like almost like we're bringing our glutes back and then swinging them forward, okay? So it's not a squat, it's not this movement, it's more like a swing forward, okay? If you have a kettlebell, you have the kettlebell here and swinging it. Okay, so we're gonna do this for 30 seconds, okay? Ready? Here you go. So again, we're bringing those glutes forward, those hips forward. It's not so much of a squat. A squat would be up and down. This is more of like a diagonal movement. 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Very good. So yeah, I think if you guys don't know what a kettlebell looks like, I'll show you how one right here. This one's really heavy, but that's what it looks like. It's pretty much a big heavy ball with a handle. This one weighs 70 pounds. You can find some cheap ones that are 12 to 15 pounds at Ross. Oh, some really have one. You can find some lighter ones at Ross for about $15. If you find them at like a specialty shop, that $15 one might cost you like $40. So Ross and Marshalls, they have nice little starter ones. So, all right, great. And then single. Okay, so now we did the calf raises with both of our legs. Now we're gonna do single leg calf raises. Okay, so same idea, but now just on one leg. Ready? So again, I'm keeping my hand over the chair just for balance, not for support. And then coming up and down, up. This one we don't need to hold for about 2 or 3 seconds. I just want you to do that motion, bring that heel off the ground. And then as long as like we hold it up top for about a second, that's what we're looking for. So instead now of putting all of our weight on both of our heels and our calves, like we did on the previous one, now we're putting our entire weight just on one leg. So this one's a little bit more demanding, but you know, it's not as, could be challenging if we do that fold, but I just want you to do like a quicker motion. All right, let's do 3 more. All right, great. All right, let's do the right one. Let's do sides. Yeah, so I don't often go to Ross or Marshalls to do my shopping. I used to in high school when I would buy my racing shoes. Sometimes they had really cheap shoes there. Well, the shoes were really nice and expensive, but they're just bargain. You find $100 shoes there for about $15 or $18. So yeah, I guess the same concepts there for foam rollers. If you want really cheap, nice foam rollers, you'll find those on Marshalls or at Ross. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Good. All right. One more set. Okay. Let me just check the chat real quick. I think someone said something. And I don't think we'll get to the cool down. We'll just finish this set, and then if you guys could follow the cool down routine, that should be okay. Oh, nice, Ursula. You have 2 of them. I've seen this really cool kettlebell that has the face of a gorilla on it. Instead of just a regular ball, it has a gorilla's face. But it's really expensive. You know, they get creative with those. All right, so now we're gonna be on our floors for these last 3 exercises or movements. So yeah, let's grab that yoga mat. All right, so we're gonna do the quadruped. So this is a balanced one. So I'm gonna elevate my left leg Oh, actually, I'm gonna bring it back and then lift my left arm. Okay, so right leg up, left leg up, and then I'm gonna alternate and switch, okay? So let's do 20 of these total, so 10 on each side. And try to get as straight as possible as you can before you resort to going back down. And I like this one because this one is a whole body balance movement, not just depending on our ankles like the last ones we've been doing. This one's engaging our core as well. About halfway there. And my palms are right underneath my shoulders. They're not at an angle. That's going to give me better balance. Maybe 2 more on each side. And then last one. Good. Very good. All right, we have 2 more. Yeah, 2 more. Okay, so on our 4s, now we're gonna have our legs straight and we're gonna do circles. Okay, leg circles. So let's do 5 clockwise and then 5 counterclockwise with the right, and then we'll switch the leg to the left leg. Okay, so bring that leg out behind you. And let's do small circles or big circles. We could do, let's actually do 8 circles every direction. So 8 clockwise, 8 counterclockwise. All right, switch directions. All right, let's switch legs. If you're ready. Leg clockwise. All right, switch directions. All right, very good. All right, just rest for a little bit. We're just gonna do fire hydrants with a slight hold of about 3 seconds. We'll do 5 on each leg, and then that's it. And you guys could cool down. Again, I apologize that I do have to leave a little bit early, but hopefully you guys remember the cool down routine. So, all right, ready? So let's lift that leg off to the side, hold for about 3 seconds, and then drop it back down. So again, we don't want to rotate our torso too much. We just want to lift that leg, almost like the hip opener movement. Two more. Last one. All right, let's switch sides. Ready? Way up. Hold for about 2 seconds while we bring it back down. Up. Down. Up. Down 2 more. Up. Down. All right, last one. Let's hold for 5 seconds. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Very good. Whew. Good workout. And the workout alone took a little bit over an hour. But again, I think we can squeeze in a couple minutes of stretching. Let's try to get this done. So I don't want to leave you guys just like this. Okay, so let's reset position. Let's bring that left heel in, right leg back, and then let's lean forward. Almost like that performance stretch we did earlier. So, but this time you should be feeling that stretch either on that outside glute, on that inside groin. So. And again, if you guys do want the video link to do it again later on, or maybe you weren't able to do most of it, then just go ahead on the chat and leave me your email address. Okay, let's switch. Switch legs. And then, very good. Let's go to the figure 4 stretch. So reset position. Let's bring that left heel in. And let's bring that back arm across our body, leaning towards that forward leg. So we're stretching our hamstrings, our calves, and our ribs on this one. All right, let's reset. Go to the opposite side. Let's reach with that left hand to that left foot, and then let's bring that right arm across our body. Let's do 3 more stretches. Let's bring both of our heels in. Let's just bring them in and push our legs down with our knees if we can. Remember, tomorrow at 9 o'clock is our strength and conditioning class. So if you guys have equipment like resistance bands, dumbbells, kettlebells, tomorrow's a good day to bring those. That's probably the one class where we use the most equipment at. So. All right, let's cross the legs, and then let's move forward. Bring those hands forward too if you like, and just almost pull on the ground and lean forward. Let's relax. And the last one, let's just reset. Seemed like the first stretch, bring that left heel in, right leg back, but now we're leaning back. Okay. So feel that stretch in that quad. Switch. And our last stretch of the day. Relax. All right, I'm just gonna turn off the recording. If you folks have any question,